today's lesson will be about time connectors. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you two pictures, and look at the first picture. In this picture, the girl said, I studied, and in the second one, she said, I sat for the test. We have two actions here. The first one, I studied, and the second one is I sat for the test. If I ask you a simple question here, which action happened first? Yeah, very good. The first action will be I studied, and the second action will be I sat for the test. So the first action takes number 1 and the second action takes number 2. When we have two actions, one happened before the other, we put the first action in the past perfect, which is had plus the past participle, and the second action it should be in the past simple, which is the verb plus d or ed or ed with regular verbs, and the irregular verbs like wrote, like swam, like gave, for example. When we join these sentences together using time connectors like after and as soon as, in the same sentence I studied and I sat for the test. So here I have invented a code for you. Look at my code. This is A12. A stands for after or as soon as they begin with the letter A here. And the 12, 1 stands for the first action and 2 stands for the second action. So when we join these sentences together using after and as soon as, the sentence should be, after I had studied, I sat for the test. So after here is followed by the first action, which is had plus the past participle, I had studied. And the second action will be I sat for the test. Okay, let's move to some practice here. Choose the right answer. Number 1. After she bought or had bought or have bought the food she cooked. So here after is followed by number 1 or number 2? Yeah, very good. Number 1. And what is number 1? It's had plus the past participle, which is the past perfect. So the right answer should be what? Had bought. Yeah, very good. Had bought is the right answer. Let's move to the second one. The man travels or traveled or had traveled as soon as he had bought the tickets. Here as soon as is in the middle of the sentence. So the man travels or traveled or had traveled as soon as he had bought. Look at this one, it's a had bought. So as soon as is followed by the past perfect, the had bought. So the second action should be what? It should be traveled. Very good. Let's move to another pair of connectors. Before and by the time. Before and by the time, they begin with the letter B. So if we write a code for these two connectors, it will be B21. B stands for before, and the 21 2 stands for the second action, and 1 stands for the first action. Very good. So who can connect these sentences using the before or by the time? Yeah, take your time here. Yeah, very good. Before I sat for the test, I had studied. So I sat for the test is the second action, and I had studied in the first action here. Okay, let's move to some practice. Choose the right answer. Number 1. Before I got into the house, I took off my shoes, or I had taken off my shoes, or I taken off my shoes. So which is the right answer here? Before is in the at the beginning of the sentence and is followed by the first action, which is the past simple here, got. So the answer must be the past perfect. Very good. Yes. So what is the past perfect in this sentence? It had taken off. Very good. So the right answer is had taken off. Let's move to the second sentence. The lion eats or ate or had eaten the meat By the time the guard had brought it. Here by the time is in the middle of the sentence and is followed by had brought. This is the past perfect. So the missing tense should be the past simple. So what is the past simple in these choices here? Eats or ate or had eaten. Which one? Yeah, very good. It's ate. So the right answer should be ate. Yeah, very good. Let's move to another connector here. It's when. And this is a code of when. W12. So W stands for when, and 12. 1 stands for the first action and 2 stands for the second action. So who can connect this sentence using when? Yeah, very good. When I had studied, I sat for the test. So when is at the beginning of the sentence and is followed by the first action. The first action is had studied and the second action is sat for the test. Very good. Let's move to some practice here. Rewrite the following sentences using the words in brackets to give the same meaning. I traveled to Scotland. I saw people wearing kilts. Yeah, use when here in this sentence. Yeah? Okay, very good. When I had traveled to Scotland, I saw people wearing kilts. Sorry. The last connector is until. And until is a connector that comes in the middle of the sentence. And the code for this connector is to, but negative. To, it means the past simple negative. And the negative of the past simple, it should be didn't plus the infinitive. And you refers to until, and until is in the middle of the sentence, and one refers to the past perfect, which is had plus the past participle. I didn't sit for the test until I had studied my lessons. I didn't is the past simple negative, and until is in the middle of the sentence, and the last or the first action, sorry, is in the at the end of the sentence. Had traveled or had studied or had whatever is it. Okay. Rewrite the following sentences using the words between brackets. Number 1. After I had helped my mom, I slept. Use until. Yeah. I didn't sleep until I had helped my mom. Okay. Now, test yourself. Number 1. Rewrite the following sentences to give the same meaning. Number 1. I went to the zoo, then I saw the animals. Use after. Yeah. Who can tell me the code of after? Yeah, very good. It's A12. A refers to after and the 12 refers to 1, the first action, and 2, the second action. Yeah, where is the first action here? I went to the zoo. And where is the second action? I saw the animals. After is followed by the first action. So the sentence should be, after I had gone to the zoo, I saw the animals. The second one. I got up early. I went to school. Use before. Okay. Before, can you tell me what is the code of before? Yeah, very good. It's before B21. Before I went to school, I had got up early. I studied, then I slept. This is number 3. I studied, then I slept. Use until. Until is in the middle of the sentence, and it is followed by the first action, which is had plus the past participle, and before until we put the second action, but it should be negative. So it didn't plus infinitive. So the answer should be I didn't sleep until I had studied. Okay, thank you very much. This is our lesson for today.